Evening, Zimbabwe. Welcome to another episode of Kerina Live. My name is Kerina Mojati, your favorite comrade sister. In this episode, I'm just going to cover up on something which many people have been sending me messages about. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to be recording all the time, but here I am today. And also, I've last time on my two recordings, we all realized that I don't know what is this AI is doing to my voice. So whenever, if you feel there's a problem, I would want you to say, when you start playing, you need to go like to your settings, and then you select somewhere where it's written English, and you select anything that comes up, and it will reset it back to my normal voice. So here I am, your favorite comrade sister, and this is a quick one about the circus, what is going on in our Zimbabwean politics, which means what is going on in ZANU-PF. We have been seeing Tagwirei rushing to the universities, saying that he's championing for the land tenure, and we have been seeing Tagwirei in Nyanga, we have seen Tagwirei in Epworth, we have seen Tagwirei in Central Committee. So here I am. Let me just say this. Tirikuona kuti Tagwirei is all over the place within ZANU-PF politics. What is quite interesting is that at some point, Tagwirei made a statement that he was not a politician, but he was a businessman. And we all know that he is not an ethical businessman, but he is somebody who is getting and looting, being anchored by Emmerson Mnangagwa. And as Emmerson Mnangagwa declared a long time ago, when we started seeing images of Tagwirei during the funeral of his father, whereby Tagwirei said Emmerson Mnangagwa introduced Tagwirei as his brother. So today what I'm going to be commenting on is basically about Maynard Manyowa's comments, the subtle attack he did on Chiwenga, and that is why I am just here today to just make sure that some people might appear to have a big following, and might appear to be using this sophisticated English, and might appear to be very influent, and whenever they talk, and might be appearing to be very convincing when they speak, but at times they're lost because they don't have the facts of what they'll be trying to spread as a narrative. So this is my point, and I'm referring back to you, Maynard Manyowa, on your subtle attacks on Mkanya Chiwenga. The first thing I would like to educate you on about Maynard Manyowa is that that topic you covered, whatever you thought you were giving out as facts, or whatever you thought you were giving out as knowledge, it was misinformation, because the first thing you appear not to understand is to understand the ZANU-PF constitution. What does the ZANU-PF constitution, what does it say? And also I would like to take everybody back to the conversation whereby what makes our politics, well, if somebody thinks they are doing politics and they do not respect the war veterans, then we are not in politics. And also when you think we are in politics and you do not understand the meaning and standings of our armed wings during the liberation struggle, then you are not a politician, and you are less qualified to be making comments on the politics of Zimbabwe. And the reason why I'm bringing all these things because the war veterans, the armed wings of the liberation struggle, they play a big role in our politics. They are one of the big factors which drive ZANU-PF politics. And when I mean what is the armed wings of the Zimbabwean politics, I mean the ZAPU and the ZANLA element. So the ZANLA element are the ones which you call ZANU-PF. For those who do not understand, ZANU-PF is for the armed wing for ZANLA. And ZANLA was mostly comprised with Mazezurus, March East, Manicaland, March Central, and all over the place, and some people again, but it's the ZANLA wing, and those are the guys who really went on the battlefront and fire guns and everything. And then we've got the ZAPU, which is Zipra, the ZAPU, which was under Joshua Nkomo, and their armed wing was Zipra. So These are the things which drive the Zimbabwean politics. And the ZANLA is the ZANU-PF, to those who do not understand. So, Maynard Manyowa, when you are attacking Chiwenga to say that Chiwenga is not allowing Tagwirei to play the politics, to enter politics, that you should understand what is stated and defined in the ZANU-PF constitution. The ZANU-PF constitution, what it says is that there's the diplomatic and civil elements and also the security sector. Those three are those three, no matter what you might want to say, they are exempted from all these, whatever, whether you want to say they are screenings or whatever, they are exempted, of which Tagwirei does not fall under any of those. Tagwirei was never in the security sector. Tagwirei was never in the diplomatic mission or in the civilian service for him to be exempted into a central committee or into the Politburo. And I want to, you were saying that Chiwenga just find himself wherever he is. No, Chiwenga did not find himself wherever you think he is. Chiwenga has earned the place to be where he is, and he deserves it more than what you think. And I will explain to you this because it appears you are very ignorant of what you appear to be, what you were selling to the people of Zimbabwe. So, Maynard Manyowa, when you say that Chiwenga is not qualified, I'll tell you that Chiwenga is pretty much qualified and he deserves more than what he's even getting right now. Because that ZANU-PF you call ZANU-PF is for that armed wing, which I've told you, which is ZANLA. And Chiwenga, during the liberation struggle, he fought under the ZANLA armed wing. He led men and women on the front line under ZANLA command. And the ZANLA command is what you now refer as ZANU-PF. And that's the first school of thought I have to teach you. And maybe you have to go and research more. So, let me give you examples. When Solomon Mujuru was CDF for Zimbabwe National Army, Solomon Mujuru, when he left, Rex Mujuru, Solomon Mujuru, he was the CDF. When he left, he became a member of the Politburo. And when he became a member of the Politburo, he went straight and he became an MP for Chikomba district. Maybe you did not know. He did not start from Soul level and whatever. And Solomon Mujuru's history is from Zapu, and then he went to ZANLA, and which is now, well, that's where he ended up being. And then we also gave you another example. When also Comrade Sheba Gaba Shinabashe took over, after when he retired, he became an MP which replaced the late Vice President Muzenda. And then also, I can give you another example again, so that you see that your points which you were thinking were points, they are irrelevant. And also, we also have the issue of Comrade Josiah Tungamirai, who came from being the Air Marshal, the Air Marshal for what is it called, Air Force, and he went on to become also what is it called? He became also an MP. And also he was, I think, Secretary for Youth under ZANU-PF. And now when you are comparing these people with a mere Tagwirei, it's a thief, a looter, trying to justify that as Zimbabweans we deserve cheese. And also, Maynard, why is it you are just commenting about the part of Mkanya Chiwenga that it was reported that he asked Tagwirei to leave the Central Committee? Where on earth would somebody just walk from the street and is not a member of that organization, and then he just sits in a sacred organization and then he wants to be part of it? Even they are dedicated ZANU-PF members. They can never dare to just walk in to Central Committee or walk into a Politburo meeting and then they'll just say it's okay, they are going to be accepted as part of it. It does not work like that. So because you appear you did not know, I've given you examples of Comrade Shebagava. I've given you the examples of Comrade Josiah Tungamirai. I've given you examples of Comrade Solomon Mujuru. And all these people, they are coming from the security security sector. So ZANU-PF is good. Go and read ZANU-PF constitution. It has those exemptions for the people who are in the diplomatic services, the civilian society services, and also security sector. So these are the things you need to understand. And one thing you should understand is because most of these people who've been in the who fought on the front line, whether they were war veterans, they fought, and especially the ZANLA, they are more ZANU-PF than anyone, more than Tagwirei. So they've been ZANU-PF during the 70s, 60s when they were young boys. They've had ZANU-PF blood for more than 50, 60 years. And then a mere Tagwirei, a thief, because he's been looting from the country, then he thinks he's the most deserving and qualifying pig of our nation. It does not work like that. And also, Maynard, if you don't know, understand, I've given you the history of those guys who came from the military, just like your ignorant self to say that Chiwenga did not do any ZANU-PF. Chiwenga has been ZANU-PF since the day he decided to go and fight on the front line under the armed wing of ZANLA forces. So that is ZANLA is ZANU-PF, if you did not know. And these are the three guys I've just given you. And some people are there to add some more. I've given you the Comrade Solomon Mujuru. I've given you Josiah Tungamirai. I've given you Comrade Shebagawa Zinabashi. They all come from security sector. They became members of the Politburo. They were appointed within ZANU-PF. They also went on to hold to be MPs. I've given you where they went to do their Comrade Mujuru in Chikomba, and the other one took over the seat for Comrade the late Vice President Muzenda. And also on the ZAPU side, I can give you another example, which is Comrade Mpoko. Comrade Mpoko was from the ZAPU during his time in our politics. He represented the ZAPU element in our politics in ZANU-PF. And when Comrade Mpoko was an ambassador in South Africa, when he retired from being an ambassador, he became the vice president of Zimbabwe. He was also exempted from all these things you are trying to educate some of us, because some of us, we know about these things. That's why we are saying that Tagwirei can never think that he can just buy himself power into the Central Committee or Politburo or whatever. He must go and start from cell level and show his history that he was there, and he's been lying to say that he was in Borodeo 1 Zone 4, of which those who were there during that time, there's no record of Tagwirei being a card-holding member of ZANU-PF, and it should be made clear. And also, why is it you are just talking about Mkanya Chiwenga that he said he must leave the room? We all heard Monica Mtangwa in Manicaland, whereby he said there are some people who are not going to be allowed to use their money to buy themselves into politics or to divide the people. And he was meaning Tagwirei. No matter what Monica Mutangwa said, it does not matter. We also went on to Christopher Mutangwa now to say that he's now telling Tagwirei that he has to go and start from Chitepo School of Ideology. And but these are the same people who used to attack Mkanya Chiwenga, and some of us, because we were campaigning for Mkanya Chiwenga, you might try to tarnish Mkanya Chiwenga's image because he took a stance to say that Tagwirei had no qualification to be in that meeting. And in any normal functioning organization, there was no need for Tagwirei to be part of a group which he is not a member, or he has not been selected to be part of. So this is basically what I wanted to educate to you, Maynard Manyowa. But nonetheless, as long as we still have the war veterans, As long as we still have those people, to those people who do not respect the war veterans, though to those people who do not respect those who took the arms and fought to liberate Zimbabwe, and think that because now they've got money or because they think they can speak better English with these funny accents, they denigrate war veterans, what they are standing and what they mean in our politics. Tough. I can tell you this, tough. You won't go anywhere, because everything in our politics, especially ZANU-PF politics, is influenced by the war veterans. It's also influenced, even in our security sector, it's also influenced by the two armed wings of the liberation struggle, which is ZAPU and ZANLA. So right now you do not understand. Comrade Chiwenga, Mkanya Chiwenga, is one of the last standing ZANLA comrades alongside Comrade Sanyatwe. They are some of the last standing young who went to the war and fought for our country under the ZANLA wing, and they were on the forefront and they fought for the country. And then for Tagwirei to just come and think that because he has looted from Command Agriculture, he has looted everything in Zimbabwe, he can use that money you lose to buy himself into power. It will not work. We are going to make sure that we are going to take you Tagwirei to the cleaners, and we are going to make sure that we are going to swallow you all. Maybe we will not spit you, but we'll make sure that we are going to swallow you all. You do not deserve to be there. Mkanya Chiwenga has earned it, and all the war veterans, they've earned their place. So no person will come and start denigrating war veterans because they think that they can speak better English or because they think they've got money. You can wear your cheap Rexine crocodile jacket, Tagwirei, and you'll be going all over the place, and you'll be thinking that you can hold rallies. You are holding rallies as who? You are not even a member of ZANU-PF. So what rallies are you holding as who? Who are you giving command to? When ZANU-PF changamuka, when Tagwirei walks onto a stage, who does he represent in ZANU-PF? What part of ZANU-PF is Tagwirei representing? Because he's got looted money? No, hell no. It doesn't represent ZANU-PF. It doesn't represent anything of ZANU-PF. The party's got problems. The country is in a mess. And Emerson Mnangagwa all the time tries to play a fool as if he doesn't know that there's problems in our politics, there's problems in the party. And as long as Emerson Mnangagwa wants to think that he can keep on playing the games, this time we are not playing games with you, Emerson Mnangagwa. If you think we are going to be playing those games whereby you say you are not aware of it, you are not part of it, and now you are sloganeering personage Gananda, and your Gananda, they are still running amok the country, and you are still part of it. We are not going to be fooled by that. And this time we are going to fight you to the end. And Tagwirei, the fight is on. You are not going anywhere, and I can tell you this. You can pay whoever you want to pay. You can pay the machachas, you can pay whatever. You've got no place in ZANU-PF politics. We do not want thieves. Zimbabwe's already have got enough problems. We do not want another problem after Emerson Mnangagwa. You are a problem, and we do not want problem. We want people who are going to unite the nation. We want people who are going to work in the best interest of the people of Zimbabwe. Not people who think they think that Zimbabweans are second-class citizens to them. It's not gonna work. And this is my message to you. And we should keep on saying we are anti-corruption, and those who are corrupt, they must fall. And we want Emerson Mnangagwa alongside these Tagwireis, the Machachas, and all these bad apples within ZANU-PF, the Garways, and everybody who think that you can buy people with money, and Tagwirei will buy people with money. If you know what is good for you, Tagwirei, stay away with your dirty money. This time we are not having it. Zimbabweans are having that. I have had enough. They've had it enough to the brim, whereby Emerson Mnangagwa even declared a thief to bury a thief at the national heroes. That national heroes must be closed and shunned, because it's now a hive of thieves. We cannot protect the thieves in life and then protect the thieves in death, so that their families continue to get money, pensions from Zimbabwe. Yet our own families, we have worked hard, they are not getting anything. Enough of this. This is my message to Mkanya Chiwenga, to the end. The people of Zimbabwe are supporting you. And we are with you, and that campaign of anti-corruption, that campaign of personage Gananda, that's the way forward. Zimbabweans have had enough. Zimbabweans deserve better. We need a leader who stands with the people, and a leader who stands with the people to the end. So Mkanya Chiwenga, let them back. Tagwirei can use his money or whatever, but the president of Zimbabwe is not for sale. It shall be earned by those who served the country in earnest and for the people. So this is my message today, and Zimbabweans, I love you. I'll be catching up with you, and always stay focused, be hopeful. A new Zimbabwe is coming. It might appear as if it's taking long, but I can tell you that it's game over. Tagwirei, you're not going to be at the helm of Zimbabwe. We are not giving you the chance. Whoever is telling you those lies, it will not work. And we are not going to let you be. And you are not going to be a leader of Zimbabwe in 2025 or in 2050. And I can tell you this. So, my dear Zimbabweans, let's keep on fighting. And we want us to carry on the campaign to say, Pasine Gananda, personal corruption, Gananda must fall. This is our message. Our campaign must be clear. It's anti-corruption. So, Zimbabwe, thank you once again. And to all my new followers and subscribers, thank you for the love. So, good night, Zimbabwe. Until another episode of Carrying a Life. Good night.